Hello, 6Es, receiving students and teacher. Thank you. You may be seated. Now, looking back at our previous lesson. Class and the receiving students, what can anybody tell me what you looked at in your previous lesson? Elipoli. Helen.
Types of soil. Types of soil.
Types of soil. Good. You looked at type of soil. What did you look at in the types of soil? Robert. Receiving students, you tell your teacher. Okay, Robert, Victoria, get ready. Emmanuel, get ready.
Clay, garden soil, and sand.
Clay, garden soil, and sand. Okay, good. Victoria, what were you going to say?
Rocks to soil. Rocks to soil.
Rocks to soil. Rocks to soil. Okay, we did look at rocks, and when we looked at rocks, we were saying where the soil came from. Remember that? We were saying where the soil came from. So, from a piece of rock that can be broken down through weathering, you can see cracks there, something like that. And then eventually when this rock goes down and cracks due to wind, pressure, and other things, of course we saw some rocks beside the river, then they eventually become soil. They eventually become soil. Okay, with me, you remember in your previous lesson, you would have looked at, or you did an experiment on soil and did something like this. This was left by 6Es, receiving students. I hope you have left your piece of your bottle, which you looked at. Now, if you look very carefully, you will see this is already going into those different layers. You remember the different layers of rock that you looked at? Okay, so this is already getting into those different layers. If you look very, very carefully, you will see there's fine bits of sand there. Right at the top is a little bit of rubbish called the humus. And at the bottom there, you will see there is bigger particles forming there, right at the bottom. Okay, so that's what you saw in your previous lesson. Right, for today's lesson, we will be looking at rocks. I hope you brought your rocks along, receiving students. In the class here, we have brought some of the rocks. The students have brought some rocks to look at today. Today, we will be mainly looking at rocks. Okay, so We will look at rocks. And today you are going to be little scientists. You'll try to group those rocks. That's for the lesson today. Right, that brings us to today's topic. Today's topic is on rock collections. Class, receiving students and teachers, we're still on the same strand and the sub-strand and the learning outcome. Right, let us look at our activity. Our activity there, let's group our rocks. Okay, so it's good to see that you have brought along your rocks to the classroom, receiving students. Now let's see what we're going to have there. Explore all different ways. You're going to explore all different ways you can group your rocks. Okay, so the rocks are there with you. And you will try to group those rocks according to what you come up with. You may discuss with your friends and do that. Right, it's good to see you discussing with your groups. That's very good. You discuss in your groups and then you try to place all those rocks into the groups that you come up with, your own group. Rock collection. Uh, right, class and the receiving students. Let us look at next one. I hope you have already, it's good to see that you have already grouped your rocks according to your own groups. Now let us look at our next instruction. Right, next instruction calls for you to report to the rest of the class. You're going to report to the rest of the class how and why your groups have decided to group the rocks according to the way that you have. Right, we are going to have Minol's group first. Minol. How did you arrange your rocks in the group?
According to their colors.
Again?
According to their colors.
According to their colors. Okay, for Minol's group, it's according to the color. Good. Or one member of your group, how did you arrange your rocks?
Shapes. Different shapes.
Different shapes. Different shapes. Now, receiving students, I hope you had that as well. Okay, so different shapes, color, laka. What did your group, or how have your group arranged the rocks? Laka. We have colors, we have different shapes, and laka.
We group the stones according to the color.
Okay.
We group the stones according to the colors.
According to their colors also. Okay, we have another one here, grouped according to their colors. Another group. Good. Robert. We will come to you, Robert. Let's hear from this group. Nora, your group.
We
How did you group your rocks or arrange your rocks? Okay, Robert, you ready?
We arrange our rocks according to the surface.
According to the different surface, is it? Okay, the surface. Can you explain further why you arranged it according to the surface? Good. Explain further.
Because some of the rocks have smooth surface and rough surface. Some are solid and some have holes on them.
Very good. Now the surfaces, some have smooth, rough, others have holes in them, and others are solid surface. So that is how they group theirs. Very interesting. Good. Right. Next group, Ashanti, what did your group come up with? Jordan, Samuel, Ashanti, Jordan. Good. Okay.
We group the rocks according to their sizes.
The sizes. Right, that's one of the things that they grouped it according to the sizes. Very good. Let's have this group here, the one group in front here. Nora, Analolo.
We group the stones according to their features.
According to their
Features.
features. Meaning,
Their colors, textures, how they weigh, and the shapes.
colors, textures, how they are made, good. Thank you very much. Okay, colors, textures, how they are made, and so forth. Right, you can see there are different types of rocks. They are receiving students on the screen. You can see the students here in the model class have grouped their rocks according to their colors, their different shapes. We have the colors there, different shapes, the surface, the sizes, big rocks, smaller rocks, and of course the different features. These are all features which they have grouped their rocks accordingly. So features includes colors, textures, how they are made, and all those different features at the top. All the different features that you can find according to the rocks. Okay, good. Now, receiving students, I hope you had similar sort of groupings. It was very good and interesting to see you came up with all sorts of different groupings. I'm sure the one that the model class do not have, you have one of those groups that you have grouped according to that. Okay, you all ready for your summary? Now, our summary for today. That's our summary. Right, by now you should have completed your summary. Let us look at our key phrase for today. Our key phrase, grouping rocks. Next lesson topic, rock types, and that will be lesson number 1. Materials needed for the next lesson, all the materials that you have brought today, and hand lenses, receiving students and teachers if possible. But most of the rocks that you have used in today's lesson. With that, thank you very much, receiving students and 6Es, and have a nice day.